everyone. Welcome to Lilybugs Library. My name's Linda, and I just got back from the Women in Music book sale. So I got a ton of used books, and so I thought we'd take a look at them today. I also got some coffee, which I just poured into my mug because it was hot. It burnt my tongue. But I went to the flea market next to the book sale, which I love when things like that happen, and got some local coffee. It's called Just Us. And this is, I don't think they say the name on it. I think it's called Breaking the Silence. And it's to help families in Guatemala who, small coffee growers who come together to make this coffee. So anyway, it was the type of coffee I drink anyway. So I was excited to see it there. And I also got some cinnamon biscuits, cinnamon rolls. That I figure once wonderful husband wakes up, we can have one of those for breakfast. So yeah, it was a great time out with my sister and a friend, and we had a wonderful time. So I've got my coffee in my snowflake mug, so I'm ready. And I guess they're calling for, they say rain here, but it's only 2 degrees, so it could be snow. You never know. Although I know some people don't have their snow tires on yet, so now's your chance. All right, so let's take a look at the books I got. So the first one was Anne Perry, which I've never read an Anne Perry book in my life, but I know she's very popular. Now, is she going to be too gritty for me? I don't know. But I was surprised. There was very few cozy books there. I don't know if that's because people normally keep them or... I don't know. I just don't know why. But anyway, this is called Revenge in a Cold River by Anne Perry. So I'm just going to briefly tell you what it's about. I won't go over it much because once I read it, you'll hear more anyway. So it says, when Commander Monk of the Thames River Police is called to investigate the drowning of an escaped prisoner, he's forced to contend with Customs Officer McNabb, who bears a bitter grudge against him. But the reason is a mystery in itself. Monk's memory loss leaves him vulnerable to repercussions from his missing past, especially his exploits overseas during California's tumultuous gold rush. Interesting. Oh, Alexa's reminding me it's time for my medication, so I'll do that after this. And this one, there was a lot of buzz about it for a while, but never did read it. It's called The Miniaturist. So that one looks good. I like anything miniature. I even love watching those shows that you'll sometimes get on the BBC or something that's like miniature shows. I think they're a lot of fun. So let's see. I don't think it says too much. Oh, here we go. Inside it talks about it. On a brisk autumn day in 1686, 18-year-old Nella Ortman arrives in Amsterdam to begin a new life as the wife of illustrious merchant trader Johann Brandt. But her new home, while splendorous, is not welcoming. Johann is kind yet distant, always locked in his study or at his warehouse office, leaving Nella alone with his sister, the sharp-tongued and forbidding Maren. But Nella's life changes when Johann presents her with an extraordinary wedding gift, a cabinet-sized replica of their home. To furnish her gift, Nella engages the services of a miniaturist, an elusive and enigmatic artist whose tiny creations mirror their real-life counterparts in eerie and unexpected ways. Oh, that sounds delicious. That sounds great. So the next one was called Miss Benson's Beetle. And there's the cover. And it says, it's 1950. London is still reeling from World War II, and Marjorie Benson, a school teacher and spinster, is trying to get through life, surviving on scraps. One day she reaches her breaking point, abandoning her job and small existence to set out on an expedition to the other side of the world in search of her childhood obsession, an insect that may or may not exist, the golden beetle of New Caledonia. Interesting. And then it talks about how she gets an assistant to come with her. So it's about an actual beetle. So I don't know. We'll see. And this one I can show you because I know he won't be watching. My son-in-law has, he's very into medieval things, and he does live action role play and things like this. So I thought this would be interesting to him. So this is Knives and Swords, a visual history. And I have to say it is extremely heavy, but they've got some great pictures of it. So yeah, so I thought I'd gift that to him at some point. He's we have a ton of January birthdays, so either for Christmas or his birthday, I think he'd really enjoy that. So the next one I got 2 of these. So let me get the other one out. That way I can show you them both kind of together. They're both by Beverly Lewis, who I believe is a Christian author, but I'm not really sure. I think she writes Christian fiction. But anyway, these are about, I've got book 1 and I think the other one's book 5 maybe, but that's okay. But this one is called The Shunning by Beverly Lewis, and it's about Amish country, as you can tell. All her life she has longed for the forbidden things, but will her dreams come at a price too dear to pay? Why would Katie Lapp's mother, a plain and simple Amish woman who embraces the old ways, hide a beautiful satin baby dress in the attic? The staggering answer comes on the eve of Kate's wedding to widower Bishop John, throwing her life, present and future, into confusion. So that one sounds really good. And then the second one I got was called The Revelation. And like I said, I think it's book 5, but, I didn't see books 2, 3, and 4. So, it says the powerful conclusion to the blockbuster Abram's Daughter series. Bitter, sweet, and inspiring, The Revelation is a suspenseful story of long-awaited forgiveness, undying love, and elusive second chances in Pennsylvania's Amish County. So it sounds really good. I might try to get the other 3 and not start the first one until I have the rest. We'll see. And this one's been on my list of things to read for, I don't know, a long, long time. And I didn't actually own it. It was one of those things that's on my Goodreads list, and I, wanted to read it. So this one's called The Quintland Sisters. And it says, in Shelley Wood's fiction debut, readers are taken inside the devastating true story of the Dion quintuplets, believed to be the first set of identical sisters born alive, told from the perspective of an aspiring young midwife witnessing her first delivery. So that sounds like it would be interesting. And these quintuplets were born in 1934 in Northern Ontario. And it, I guess at the time it was quite a big deal. Quintuplets are always a big deal, let's face it. But, so I think that would be good. Now, this one I got because I was looking at Christmas books. They had a section there called Christmas, and I was looking there. Didn't really expect to find anything I was necessarily going to get. But this one dragged me in because it says Home for Christmas, Stories from the Maritimes and Newfoundland. And since I live in the Maritimes, I couldn't help but pick this one up. So it says, coming home for Christmas is as strong a tradition as going down the road, and Home for Christmas is packed full of all the emotions that visit Maritimers and Newfoundlanders amid the festivities. And then it talks about how it contains stories by the region's finest authors, including Lucy Maud Montgomery. I'm looking forward to that. I think that one will be good. And that, will go to the top of the list, next month as I start reading Christmas books. And I found one poor little cozy mystery there. I mean, maybe they were all gone before I got there, but it's pretty early here, so I don't know. Anyway, I got this one for the name. It's called Silence of the Lamps. And it's so cute. So it says, business has never been... This one for the name. It's called Silence of the Lamps. And it's so cute. So it says, business has never been better for homestager Caprice DeLuca, but her personal life could stand a few renovations. Just when she thought things were getting serious with her boyfriend Grant, his pretty ex-wife swoops into town and nabs his attention. Uncle Dom is living with her parents and desperately needs a new job, and her sister Nikki's catering business is threatened when rival Drew Pearson starts eating away at her share of the market. Things could possibly get more chaotic when Drew is found bludgeoned to death by one of his grandmother's antique Tiffany lamps, and Nikki is the number one suspect. So that one sounds like it'll be really good. And then this one, I try not to buy books with dogs on the cover, but okay, so I've taken over the voiceover for this. This is The Lester of Lost Things, and it talks about Walter Lavender Jr. He's a master of finding, a wearer of high tops, a maker of croissants, a sun-keeping vigil, 12 years counting. But he wouldn't be able to tell you, silenced by his communication disorder, Walter's life gets lonely. Fortunately, he has the Lavenders, his mother's enchanted dessert shop, where marzipan dragons breathe actual fire. He also has a knack for tracking down any missing thing, except for his lost father. So that one sounds really good. I'm really excited about that one. Probably will break my heart, but we'll give it a try. And then the next one I have is The Cornish Midwife. There was 3 books there. I decided to only get one because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not and didn't really want to have all 3. So figured I'd just start with this one anyway. Okay, so this one, there's the cover, really pretty cover. And it says, "Welcome to the beautiful seaside town of Port Agnes, a fresh start." Midwife Ella Mahenick left the small Cornish town of Port Agnes for London and never looked back. But when her seemingly perfect life crashes down around her, there's only one place that can heal her battered heart, the place she once called home. And of course, we all know everyone heads for home when there's tragedy or anything going on. And then the last book I got has also been on my list for a long time, and this one is called The Daughters of Warsaw. And it's not like I needed another World War II book, but I do enjoy them. So this one starts in 1942 Warsaw. Young Zofia finds herself leading a double life when she is enlisted to help the fearless Irina Sendler save hundreds of Jewish children from the Warsaw Ghetto. Every night, Zofia risks her life to shepherd the children to safety. But when the worst happens, she is forced to make her riskiest journey yet to keep Irina's mission alive. And then it goes from there to present-day Seattle. After yet another miscarriage, heartbroken Lizzie returns to the comfort of her childhood home, where she stumbles upon a hidden photograph of her great-grandmother among a mysterious group of people. On a quest to discover more, Lizzie uncovers a buried past darker and more dangerous than she could ever have imagined. So that one sounds excellent too. So that's what I got from the book sale. Had a really good time. I'm going to do some Christmas crafting this afternoon, so that should be fun. I hope whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope you have a great time. And hopefully you don't get too much snow wherever you are. And you stay safe. And I will be back hopefully soon with a video.